Hi, my name is Reddy. I'm partnered with Sammy Beard and Nish Pinninti. This is our database project 2 rubric video as specified in this email. I'm going to go over each rubric requirement. So first we have the effective implementation of the front end with a user-friendly UI. Here we can see that once we load our code, whoops, we have this nice UI that'll list all the query options and a query to run. The user can simply enter a query in whatever order they want, and then once that query finishes running, they'll get make a new query option. They can say, oh, whoops, they can say yes, and that will allow them to make another query. If they don't type yes, it'll exit, and they can also exit the program by simply typing 7. All right, so that's rubric. That's rubric requirement number 1. Rubric requirement number 2, the setup of the database with the necessary tables. If you go into MySQL, you can see we have the employees database loaded, all of the tables loaded, departments, department employees, department manager, and each of these have all of their values loaded as well. All right, next you onto query 1. From query to run, I'll hit 1, list departments with the maximum ratio of average female salaries to male salaries. And in SQL, that will show it's human resources with the ratio, with the highest ratio. And we will return, sorry, human resources. Make a new query, yes. Next on the rubric was query 2. That is, list the manager who holds office for the longest duration. That was Isamu Legleitner. We can see that in our query 2 here. Yes. Next was query 3, which was for each department, list the number of employees born in each decade and their average salaries. So I'll hit choose query 3. And it'll sort it in this nice table, similarly as if we had run it in SQL. Everything is indented to be of about equal length. Next we have, let me finish. Let this finish running. Yeah, we can see we get the same output. Next we have query number 4. So I'll hit yes. Query to run 4. List employees who are female born before 1990 that make more than 80K annually and hold a manager position. We have Isamu Legleitner, Paternala Onugwe, and our SQL will show that is also true, as we see here. Next, we have query 5, 1 degree of separation. The two items we were given were 1009 and 1545. The employees who match that um, um, oh, 11545, sorry. We can see that it expects department number 6. For the employees that it expects for that are Bartek Liblian and Sumant Piak. So I can go here, make a new query. I'll query 5, Sumant Piak, and then the other one was Bartek Liblian. It'll find the IDs for both, and then 1 degree of separation found, and then it'll output that same value. Both employees work at the same department at the same time. And then the last required query was, it was given employee 13141 and 13111, which we can check and see that our Guther Holborn and Anwar Kribis. So I can go here and I can hit, I want to find query 6, Guther Holborn and Anwar Kribis, and it'll output the first 100 matches as expected, and um, that'll be running this query, right, with these matches. As you can see, it matches, which we were told is supposed to match this output, which it does. Um, the last thing is display appropriate error messages through exception handling. So let's say I don't make a proper query request, it just exits the program. Let's say I, you know, choose query 5 or 6 and I don't put in the correct employee name. So I could put in hello there, hello. Um, I would get incorrect name format exiting program here because it's a 3 names, right? Whereas the employees database expects only 2, first name and last name. Even if I enter first name and last name, as if it's not in the database, I'll get this employee ID not found for that employee name, check spelling, and exiting program. And then lastly was documentation. And then for our code, you can see our documentation at the top for our main method, all of the steps, right? Register the driver class, form the connection, create the statement object, our query prompt, and then documentation throughout the code. Most of the print statements are self-explanatory as well here, and then documentation for both of our helper methods, or all 3 of our helper methods. And that's it. Thank you so much.